Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today we're going to do an unboxing and first impression review and an indoor flight review for now, because the weather's a little crummy outside for trying to fly outdoors, so we'll wait for a nicer day for an outdoor review. This is the SH-6035, otherwise known as the X2 Max Flight helicopter. It's 4 channels, 2.4 gigahertz, of course built-in gyroscope, whole lines. So let's get this open. So we've got our helicopter and this remote out of here somehow. Close off. This is going to be interesting. There we go. Radio. Man, they wanted to keep that in there, didn't they? And we have a parts bag and our manual. Let's get our box out of the way here. There's our manual. We've got 2 spare blades. Looks like tail rope. Well, let's just take it all out of the package. See everything we got here. So, we got 1 extra set of main blades, spare tail blade, screwdriver, charger, and there's our helicopter and our remote. And we're going to need some batteries, so let's grab some batteries here. Wow, another thing they want to keep together. There we go. And one more. Alright, let's put that back together. Now, a lot of you know that we have a hobby shop, and we've decided to change some things. One of which is we're no longer going to be selling RCs. We're going to strictly get into repairs and parts. So I've been starting to take these machines that are left in stock that are new, and we're going to be doing unboxings, reviews, flight reviews, etc. on them. But we're not going to be selling any RCs anymore. We're just going to be strictly going into, like I said, just doing this sort of thing. And we're going to have the website still up for parts access. So if you're looking for parts for a particular machine, then we'd be able to help out there with whatever we have in stock. So, on with the review here. So on the remote here, we've got menus for beginners and advanced buttons. Not sure what this button's for. So we've got, this is a mode 2 system, so throttle on the left. I guess that doesn't, oh, there we go. We can change, that's all evened out. So these are our trim controls. More trim control. More trim control there. And this is just, I guess, beginner and advanced flying modes. That's all that's going to do. Got throttle, rudder, direct, DNR, buzz, elevator, aileron. So it's got some pretty cool little features on the screen here. Let's check the manual out a little bit. It'll tell us a little bit more. High and low speed button, which is going to be our left one. Our right one we already found out is forward trimmer and backward trimmer. Okay, so that's forward and back trim. Okay, so we got the basics already figured out. Okay, so let's take a look at the helicopter. Single blade, fixed pitched, 4 channels. It's got a full fuselage on this one. Doesn't seem to be too bad. It's a little, you know, it's plastic, so not sure how it's going to withstand hits yet, but looks like it might take a few, because it is a very lightweight craft, so you should be able to take a bunch of hits without doing any real damage to the fuselage at all. We've got plastic landing gear that, oh, we just broke that. Okay, so definitely cheap landing gear, guys. That's extremely bad. That didn't even survive a little squish. So I guess we're already going to be gluing that back together. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So, I wonder how well it's going to fly. Well, I guess we can, at this point, put it on charge, and we'll see if we can crazy glue our landing gear back together, and we'll give it a flight, and see if it actually even flies very well. This is definitely going to be very interesting. I'm actually very, very surprised that that landing gear broke that easily. That is just pathetically cheap. I wonder if we can replace that with something a little bit better quality. So this is not faring well so far for this helicopter after all. Interesting. Okay, so let's put her on charge, and once it's all charged up and we see if we can crazy glue that landing back together, we'll give her a flight and see how the flying performance is. Hopefully much better than what the landing gear performs as right now. So we'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, we made an attempt to fix our landing gear, and it held on, at least for the first little crash. I tried to set this thing up and trim it out because it was really out of whack out of the box, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to give you a flight review on this thing because not only did our front re-brake, our back snapped off. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't even want to trim itself out too well. We can attempt this and see, but I don't know. But you know guys, I gotta really tell you, this was definitely a disappointment. This was actually one of the ones that were for sale in our store, so I'm actually glad that I got the first crack at this thing, because damn, I would have had one really upset customer, that's for sure. I am definitely not, and I do mean not, going to recommend you picking this thing up. It is an abhorrent little piece of scrappy junk. So, anyways, let's see if we can fly it at all. This thing's like really bad. Let's try this again. Okay. You know, I'm really good at flying 4-channel, and this thing's just pathetic. looks like we've got it trimmed out as best as it's going to get anyway. So I guess it does fly. It's a little bouncy, you know what I mean? It's hard to describe, but oh yeah, I think we've had enough. So there's our pathetic little landing gear. I think we're going to, if we're going to try and get this thing to stay in the air, I think we're going to have to, oh yeah, that's cheap. That's just snapped in. That's garbage. I think we're going to have to mount a set of landing gear on here that's good, but I really, like I said guys, the landing gear was the first thing that snapped, as you guys saw when we took it out of the box, and tried crazy gluing it. Held for at least one little tiny crash anyways. Actually only bounced off the floor. And then of course it snapped again, and now it's kind of toast. Very difficult to get it to trim out. I finally seem to have gotten somewhere with it. Maybe it'll fly better without the landing gear on it, I don't know. The power switch is kind of really recessed in here a lot. That's a little bit of an annoyance, but you know, what the heck. Yeah. It's kind of a cheap fuselage on this thing. It is plastic, but it's a hard plastic, so it's probably going to withstand a few crashes at least. Yeah, darn. I don't know what to tell you other than it looks cool. It looked nice on the shelf. They did a lousy job on the landing gear. That would have to definitely be the first improvement I'd make, would be the landing gear. The servos keep twitching for some reason. I don't know why. But even my V911 doesn't twitch like that. But if you power it up and then it seems to settle a little bit. Let's try flying it with that landing gear. Okay, definitely not a cool thing. So overall guys, it's a piece of scrap. And like I said, I was glad that we've decided to change things around in the hobby shop a bit. But I'm also glad that I was the one who became the victim of this little heartache. As nice as it looked, and I thought it would be a good machine to sell, obviously incorrect on that one. And so if you do have one of these, well, hey, hope you're happy with it, because I'm definitely going to have to do a lot of modifications to this thing before I can actually get it to actually do anything practical, like flying, for example. We'll see what happens. So I'll come back at a later date. I'm going to work on the landing gear thing, see if I can get something going on it that's decent, and see if I can get it to trim out a lot better. But otherwise, for now, this thing has got a big thumbs down for me. So do not recommend. And this servo twitching is driving me nuts. Turn that off. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one, guys.